Welcome in, guys. Let's get going on another message. I've been hearing this message for you for a couple of days, but I haven't got around to filming the video. It's a straight up message from someone in your spirit team saying, I'm too good for this shit. I started laughing when I first heard it, but that's what they said. So you're over there feeling like you're too good for this shit. Now let's clarify right away. This isn't like you being too good for something like you're stuck up. Okay, it's not any negative energy like that. But it's about you being in something, a situation, a circumstance that you know that you're too good for, that you know that you're out of alignment for, that you know you have outgrown, that you are feeling super frustrated and stagnated in. And it's like, yeah, it's less than you because you've evolved beyond it. So we'll look into everything, but obviously this is going to be like about a job that you hate, a location that you don't want to live in, a person that you want to leave. I heard roommates also, like some of you could be having roommates that you just cannot stand. And it's like you're sitting there like, I'm too good for this shit. So you're going to wind up at some kind of breaking point where you just move on from this thing. You know, if you don't move yourself, spirit always brings you a nice little tower moment to just move you on. So let's get some insight first, spirit, for the collective people that are here. What are some of the things that they're too good for right now? What's going on? Ooh, yeah. See, look, a job, a money mindset. Someone around you might have stingy habits or patterns, like a friend who always forgets their wallet, so you have to pay for lunch. And at first it was cute, but you're like, you know what? No, I'm too good for this. I don't need to keep footing the bill for you. You know, or you're having to pay for your roommate's portion of the bills, something like that, right? But it is always that lack mentality too. Like, so some of this could just be patterns that you got from your family growing up. Like, no, I'm too good for this. Some of you could also, they're bringing through something about material. Like you want to have clothes that are made of better material. And growing up, you had to like shop really inexpensively because that was your parents' viewpoint and their choice. And so you might have struggled in the past with maybe even feeling guilty about like buying nice clothing for yourself. That's a specific message that probably won't resonate for everybody. But yeah, what is it, spirit, that they are too good for? Too good for limiting yourself. I heard the limiting beliefs coming through also. It is a lot of limiting, but yeah, look at that. 5 of Swords. There's the limiting beliefs right there. When you have the swords, that's all about your mentality and your mind and your way of thinking. Some of you, this is coming through that some of you is someone who has a really negative talking pattern. This doesn't even have to be a person who is like intentionally mean or hateful, but they could just be caught in a really, I don't know, Debbie Downer kind of thought process. You know, it's like they're always willing to see the negative in a situation. Like you go somewhere fun and they just suck all the fun out of it because they're like, oh, it's a crowd here, I guess it'll take forever, instead of looking at, you know, the fun side of the situation. Like they just always want to look at whatever they can find that's negative and nitpick, and you're just sick of hearing about it. This energy is so funny to sit in. It's probably not funny to live through, but as an outsider, okay, Judgment coming out in the reverse. Spirit. Okay. Spirit is saying that someone in your life has been showing their ass. I'm just going to be honest with you. And you're just sick of this shit. And you feel like, when am I going to get out of this? When am I going to be past this? Look, this is what you want to go to. So, what you're sick of, what you're too good for, is no longer being happy in your life, okay? With the 9 of Cups coming out, you're sick of no longer being happy in your life. Like, whoever this is showing their ass, you're like, cover it up, put some pants on, get out of here. I'm sick of hearing about it. You're giving them the boot. You're tired of being paid less than you're worth. You're tired of the same circular conversations with the people that just want to look at the gray clouds instead of the silver lining. You know, they go to the beach, there's the water, but they want to complain about the sand. You knew there was sand at the beach, you know? Build a sand castle. But no, they want to complain about the sand that they have to sit on and it being in between their clothes and on all their stuff. So this has been making you feel really disheartened at this time with the Queen of Cups in the reverse when you split the deck. And the Six of Pentacles, you want to be around people. It's like you are begging the universe to be around people that are going to feed you, that are going to be in balance with your mind, right? Like the things that you want to talk about, they want to talk about, the things that you want to communicate about, the things that you want to think of, the things that you want to work towards. It's like the version of life that you want to participate in. You want to be around people that are going to do that. Something here again with the nice dressing coming in, like someone has made you feel bad about dressing nicely or presenting yourself a certain way. And the Eight of Wands is on the reverse at the bottom of the deck. So it's like you might have been feeling kind of like, again, stagnant, like I mentioned at first. Yeah, but the world is here. So that cycle is going to be coming to an end. Seven of Cups trying to poke out there. So you're going to have a lot of different opportunities and directions. Like right now you might be sitting kind of at the helm of the ship wondering, well, which direction should I steer this thing? Like, I know that I'm sick of all this, but you know, if you're in a bad roommate situation, maybe you need to decide, where would you like to move? Do you want to live in a new city? Do you want to go try something really new? What would you like to watch instead of this same program? Who do you want to connect with? What do you want to talk about? Spirit is encouraging you to focus on that Knight of Cups energy about what you want. What is the information from this deck? They wanted to give you one card from this deck. So what is the message for the collective? Duality. All right. So there's a healing coming in. That's like the medical symbol there. Some of you could be going through the most difficult part because Spirit said the eye of the needle or the center of the storm. So it might be feeling like a silence right now. You might be experiencing some kind of shift in your literal environment. I'm also hearing peel back the layers. So you might need to look at something differently. But this is something that you're going to move quickly on because Spirit is bringing up, you know, the bananas, you need to eat them quickly. It's not something that's going to have a long shelf life. You know, they start to turn brown and get those bruises. For Spirit, they're also saying if you are someone who has waited too long to get out of the situation, if you've been in the cold for a long time, they're highlighting how even when a banana turns brown and goes sweet, you know, people make banana bread out of them. So you can, or different kinds of treats. So there's still sweetness and opportunity in your situation. I do feel like 27, that could be someone's age here specifically. They're bringing through age hardcore, but it could be significant to you in another way. This could also be clearing for you by 2027. If some of you, this is like a larger process, right? Like this might be someone in your family who has negative thought patterns that might not disappear overnight. You might have just re-signed a new lease with your roommate, so you might have to wait till closer to 2027 to have that cleared. Not always the message that people want to hear about divine timing and patience and waiting, but that is definitely coming through, that this might be clearing more so for sure by 2027. Okay. Also increasing your confidence with all of this yellow here and the yellow here in this Five of Pentacles card. It's in the background. So again, this is something that you need to move on now before the situation turns brown, before it gets more icky, before it gets more sticky like those bananas do. But you're also going to be growing in your confidence to make a move, right? So like feeling worthy of wearing the fine clothes that you want to wear, feeling worthy of living in a different house in a different environment, feeling better about getting a job that pays better or starting your own business or whatever it is that you want to make a move on. But you're going to be anchoring that in. There's almost an anchor in the background there. So you're going to be anchoring in this confidence into your physical world. And the 5 is also the number of change, right? And you've got 2 5s here, plus the Judgment card in the reverse. And then the 9 is a number of completion. So boom, there it is. There's your story. I definitely feel this card. You're moving through this situation right now, collective. All right, what's the next card for collective out of here? I don't know why they want so many of these cards, but I'll take them. They said to get 5. When I say they, we're talking about spirit. So, you know, you should know that if you're here watching tarot videos, so I don't worry about it too much. But that's who they is. God, spirit, all that is, you know. So let's see here. What are the messages for the collective? Why do we need 5 of them? Oh, because it's the number of change. And 3 of these cards, because they're giving me the 3 of Wands, you're going to be seeing forward movement. I think I'll also grab some out of another tarot deck as well. But let's see what all cards come out, and then we'll talk about them. Yeah, so it feels like this is going to be a little bit of a process. For some of you, it's small things that you can change quickly. Like you can go purchase a new outfit that you want to wear today. You can not pick up the phone or not meet with that friend that wants to have the negative conversation. But for some of you, it feels like there's deeper rooted things that you're going to need to work on over the course of time. But no matter what, you are starting out on that journey. 32 is standing out, as it could be someone else's age as well. You know, that's just confirmation for you. Looking for joy in your life. Music. Okay, but they gave the song The Hills Are Alive with the Sound of Music. So some of you, if you like the sound of music or classical films, that could be a confirmation for you. But they're also just showing, you know, someone like running through the hills, because they're also giving that song Born Free. People make a lot of jokes about that, but they're showing just someone like running through the hillside and being completely free. So springtime could also have a significant movement for you. But no matter what, you're moving in that direction, especially with this card here. When we split the deck, we have movement and speed. And this is giving like Knight of Swords energy and super duper excited. Like as soon as you start moving yourself forward out of this energy, you're going to feel so much better, because right now it's been feeling very chaotic. But that's the winds of change blowing through. That's like the Tower card. Okay, so trust yourself. Spirit is speaking to you about expanding your mind, expanding your consciousness, broadening your thoughts and what you feel like you're capable of. There's so much more of a depth to your consciousness. It's like you know so much more than you think that you know. But you're being guided at this time. You know, your spirit is your compass through this earth. So just kind of trust that and go with the flow. The Soul, passion. So that's like a Knight of Wands, an Ace of Wands energy. But it also has the 14 with the Temperance. So again, there's kind of that energy here that this situation might be tempered. It might have some fluctuations and some flow, and you might have some releasing to do. I'm also hearing that other people might shed some tears in this situation. Again, if you're ending a friendship or some sort of connection, or just changing the dynamic with someone who always speaks negatively, that might be a little bit difficult for them to receive, because the truth is you're not hurting them by setting these new boundaries, but they're used to you holding the frame with them and always being that person to listen to their negative talk. So it might come as a shock to their system for someone to be speaking up and doing something different. But in 2026, I think a lot of people are going to have to be more honest with their soul and their passion, again with the springtime energy. But also Spirit keeps bringing through that springtime energy just because of it's very symbolic of freshness and a fresh start. So that's what's coming in for you, collective, is a fresh start where you're going to be able to experience the richness of your life, most certainly by summertime. Again, they're stepping it along. So there's some kind of process here. Like maybe you need to put in a resignation, because you need to start moving that process forward. There's something here about process that wants to keep coming through for you to move yourself out of the situation, okay? These people could kind of be getting really irritating to you, because Spirit is pointing out the jellyfish and how they will sting you. There are jellyfish that are more dangerous. So Spirit, for some of you, is saying like, get out of the situation now before it progresses into something worse. Like if you're in a really bad roommate situation or a bad relationship, you know, because again, you're too good for this shit. But they are bringing me to the whale as well. So it's like with that strength, but also, you know, whales have creatures that try to latch onto them, right? but they're huge, they're powerful, they're massive, they can move through the ocean. It's like they kind of are their own environment, if you will. So protecting your mind during this time, your own environment, is something that's going to help you. Staying focused on meeting your own needs as you move out of that situation that is negative. Yep, coming home to yourself, that number 15 with the earth. This is Spirit encouraging you again to find things that you are joyful about. A lot of you are also going to find joy in just knowing that you're moving out of the situation. Like when you take that first step, such as resigning from a job, or just deciding that you're going to end that lease that's negative, or, you know, setting a goal with a time frame for yourself. You're going to start to feel better and more confident about the direction that you're moving in. I thought this card was here, but I didn't see it come out. Okay. So we also have the Rain card here. You've been feeling an emptiness by not being honest with yourself about what you need and holding other people's frames. Yeah, so it's like it's been growing this big hole in you and this big frustration in you, and it's like turned into this big crater, and now it's to the point where you need to go ahead and speak out for yourself and get honest about your needs and what you need to do, and planting yourself in a new situation. Again, there's that word growth, and that number 9 is completion. You have grown out of a situation. You have grown out of someone's advice. You have grown out of a circumstance, and they're not seeing you for it. But the only way they're going to see you for your growth is if you move in that new version of yourself. Behave like that new version of yourself, okay? Because the gravity of the situation is really serious. Groundedness. Your spiritual team is here trying to lift you up, even with this message, with signs that you've been seeing around you to leave and get out of that situation. We're at 16 minutes on the timer, so that's that tower energy once again. The kangaroo here, Spirit is pointing out, so you're going to just be jumping and stepping into something new. Someone watching this could also be from Australia, or what is Spirit saying? You're dating someone with an Australian accent, or maybe you find that really cute. I don't know. That's confirmation for someone. Won't resonate for everybody. Okay, let's look at these cards. We have abundance. Yeah, so the 5 of Pentacles here, this is what you can expect, you know, moving forward out of the situation also, is more abundance coming into your life. Not just money abundance. Yes, that's here because the 5 of Pentacles is there, so that's confirmation from Spirit. But you're being asked to open to abundance. There's so much more to life than this circumstance that you've been in, that you know that you're too good for, that you know relates to a past version of you. You've outgrown this thing. It doesn't match you. And you're being asked to open to the abundance of who you are and of what the universe has to offer you. Miracles are what you can expect up ahead. So miracles are natural, and miracles happen every day. God is a miracle worker, a miracle deliverer. Miracles are available to you right now. But you have to step out and make yourself available to the miracle. Because if you're leaving yourself trapped in a negative situation, that's going to be your viewpoint. That's going to be all that you can see. But the truth is that there are boundless possibilities in the world, and boundless possibilities for you, collective, if you choose to receive them. Let's get a couple of messages from this other tarot deck. I feel like this wants to be out in the reading. 3 of Pentacles. Why do you want to be there? Yep, they're speaking about the red light, green light. You're sitting there and it's time to go. The light is about to turn green and it's time to go. So this message is, you know, letting me know. It's like they're showing me the countdown in like a Formula One racing, you know. If you watch that, confirmation. But they're showing me like the countdown to the light turning green, to the flag waving, that it's time for you to go. It's time for you to get out of this situation. Is there anything else that you want to tell the collective as we wrap up this message? Time to move forward. Feel the star wants to be here because that's about following your hope. Don't fall into the frustration of the situation. Follow your hope. Remember that your soul is your compass and you are receiving guidance all day, every day. Yeah, the Eight of Wands. I feel like there's some fast moving energy, but again, it's a journey. It's a process, but start your steps now. All of these are about forward movement. Let's get at least one more card. Is there any final message that you want to give to the collective about this situation? The Emperor in the reverse though. Okay. And the Nine of Cups is on the bottom. And you have the Nine of Cups come out in the other tarot deck. So again, right now you're holding yourself back a little bit. You're limiting yourself a little bit. You're looking at this. They're showing me someone like looking out of the window. So you know that you want this. You know that you've outgrown the situation. It doesn't match you. It's frustrating. It's limiting. But you're limiting yourself a little bit right now with the Emperor being in the reverse. The skull on the wall here is giving a little bit of Aries energy. So again, I do think springtime could be a significant movement forward for you because that's come up several times throughout the reading. And also, again, just that step-by-step process. So this string up here to the hope, it's almost like she's lassoing the hope there and bringing it back down to herself. Ground yourself into that energy, recognize all the abundance and the possibilities. It's kind of like Spirit is encouraging you to open your eyes beyond the situation that you have been stuck in, okay? And see all the power and potential and possibility that is available for you. And that's it. You're moving out of the situation. So you can move with it excitedly, or if you create resistance, tower moments move you. But you know, I hope this was helpful to someone, and I'm gonna leave this video here and I'll see you in another one. Take care.